you are in for a cracking 30 minutes of rugby league action. It is at halftime. The Central Coast Roosters, the home side, leading 10 points to 4. Chris McPherson bringing you all the action as the Northern Tigers return out on a day that is starting to border on sweltering here at Cairnwall. Temperatures certainly creeping up to 28 degrees now. Expected highs of 35 later on today. And the players are feeling every bit of it. The game certainly hasn't lacked tempo or skill so far. And I'm sure we've got another half of that ahead of us. Referee Jack Fisher just does a quick head count to make sure we've got the right numbers out there before he gets us back underway for the second stanza. And watching New South Wales Rugby League TV, SLE Andrew Johns Cup action as the Roosters get us back underway with a deep kickoff taken by Jack Anderson. And he takes it straight on himself. And they look to centre it up through Botfield. Both sides know plenty on the line here today. A second loss for the Roosters would significantly harm their finals chances, while the Tigers will want to continue their march. They're 2 from 2 so far in this competition. Good strong run from the Tigers. Braden Neen gets the offload away, but unfortunately throws it forward. All his good work comes undone. And the Roosters will take their first possession of the second half from halfway with a scrum. It's been unfortunate, the story of the Tigers' day so far. Small, unforced mistakes. Failed to complete their first 3 sets in the first half, which laid the platform for the Roosters. And here the Roosters again start a similar story for the second half. Bailey takes it forward to the 40-metre line. He'll play it on tackle 1, 40 out from the line, and the Roosters go on the attack. Kolofale, he's got a double to his name in the first half, and he makes a barnstorming run up the middle. Took a Pua in at dummy half. Nice short ball. Hanson. He'll take it over the 20. Does well to get a reasonably quick play of the ball. They come to Elliott. He goes out the back to Fotu Moala. Does well to get the ball away at the line. Caleb Burke tries to struggle free. Now he'll play it. Attacking inside the 10-metre line. Great ball line. Fotu Moala sends Peckham into a gaping hole for the Roosters' third try. And they extend their lead out to 14 points to 4 with a kick to come.
Wearing jersey number 3 for the Central Coast Roosters.
Great lead-up work there by Fotu Moala. 2 tackles in a row. He took it to the line. That time, he absolutely picked the hole that Caden Peckham was steaming into. He strolled over untouched. He hit the third try. All of them for the Roosters so far in this game on this western side of Morrie Breen Oval. They extend their lead out to double digits with a kick to come. Now, of course, watching the SLE Andrew Johns Cup. And the Andrew Johns Cup is proudly sponsored by SLE. SLE provides services in underwriting, claims handling, risk management and administration, all in one location. Visit www.sleworldwide.com.au for more information. Tate Bailey now. 6 metres in from touch. He's brought it back about 22 metres. He's 1 from 1 so far today. This is the more natural side for the right footer. He hits it well, gets plenty of distance on it and makes no mistake. Across the black dot, extends the lead out for the Roosters to 16 points to 4. A 12-point lead that's going to be crucial as we head further into this second half.
Conversion was successful by Tate Bailey. Roosters 16, Tigers 4.
Now, what response can the Tigers create? Back underway from the boot of Josephson, sorry. Ball given off Hanson. He'll take it back from the kickoff. He's gone through plenty of work since he's come on. And the Roosters, they look to have grown another leg off the back of that try. All of a sudden the enthusiasm's gone up a gear. Darcy Smith goes a little sideways but ends up heading forwards and taking the ball to the 40-metre line. He'll play it on tackle 3. Callahan winds up as he's done all day. He's happy to take it into the teeth of defence. Fighting for the quick play of the ball. No markers at home. Great work by Tukapua. Gets the ball away. One of his barnstorming forwards to pick up a few more metres. They go the short side. Callahan, alert there, calls for it. Kicks it into the corner. Has he weighted it well enough? He has. Josephson with work to do to get out. Swarming defence from the Roosters. And they shut the door on what he thought might have been an escape route and forced the goal line dropout. Great eyes up rugby league there from young Jai Callahan, the fullback. He's shown a willingness to insert himself at first receiver from time to time. And it's been a danger each time he's got his hands on the football. Josephson with the dropout. Not a deep one, taken on the 30 by Elliott. Good run from Billy Worsley. Met strongly in defence as well. Bailey comes across field. Cut out ball. Jones thinks about racing for the corner but cuts infield for lack of space. He'll play it now, a couple of metres out from the line. They go centre field. Tukapua gives it off to a flat-footed Billy Worsley. He's driven onto his back and now he coughs up the ball. And the Roosters, they'll be disappointed. Another opportunity to extend their lead goes begging this time, and the Tigers breathe a sigh of relief. Well, the Tigers setting for an early substitution in this second half. The Guyra product, Rave Brazier, will re-enter the field shortly. Scrappy scrum there, but the ball comes out in the end. Archer is the one that picks it up at the back of the scrum. One off the ruck for the Tigers, trying to work it out of their own red zone. Neen, a strong run from him. He's shown some real intent once he's got going, coming off the bench. We'll show and go now. They encroach up towards halfway. Attacking football now from Davidson, getting them on the front foot. And it'll be tackle 5, just short of the 40-metre line. Davidson set deep. He'll kick, but all the chasers will be in front, so they'll have to give some space. Tigers appealing for a penalty, but maybe lucky not to have given one away themselves. Now they try and work down the short side. Jones met strongly by Schaefer and Botfield. Farley comes in from his wing. For it's just clean drop by Lachlan Gatt. He'll be disappointed with that, but another opportunity for the Tigers, and errors just creating opportunities for both sides so far. Tigers looking to make a change here. Bringing back in the workhorse Nate Rothall after a short break. They're starting front rower. You'll have to wait till after the scrum now. It'll be Fitzsimmons to feed the scrum. Josephson at first receiver. He's shown a willingness just to cart it up into the teeth of defence. That's exactly what he does here before he's brought to ground, 45 out. Weatherall in at dummy half. Strong tackle around the middle, forces the mistake. As the captain, Riley Ilham, with a textbook tackle around the waist, driving back his opponent and forcing the knock on. Now the Roosters have the opportunity to make up for their earlier mistakes. It's only cost them 10 metres at this stage. They've got the ball 40 out from their own line, 20 in from touch. They'll feed the scrum. Elliott at first receiver. He's got running options with him. Caleb Burke dragged down on the 40-metre line. Gat met strongly. He hangs on to this one, but he's driven backwards. 15 plus metres in the end. Been a rough couple of minutes for young Lachlan Gatt, unfortunately. He's wandering forward. I'm not sure what he thought he was doing there, but he's going to play the ball in the end. Now the Roosters all of a sudden on the back foot. The momentum swings again. And Gatt again. Again met and driven backwards. He'll get to his feet and look to play it. Elliott. Burke. Beats the first defender. Gets the ball back to his half. He gives it off. Callahan beats one. Almost shrugs free of a second before the defence swarms on tackle 5. They come to Bailey. He'll kick. Places it well, but Josephson across to take it. He runs at Gatt. We're going to play it down in back play here. We might see play halted. Looks like it's Bailey after that kick. He's gone to ground. We have a penalty to the Tigers here. The referee hasn't noticed him yet. He's back to his feet though. And the Tigers just take the tap. It'll be that man who put his hand up for almost all the first half in Nate Rothall. He gets a play the ball away. Tackle 1. Zukowski. He'll play it on tackle 2 just inside the attacking half. Weatherall looks to take it on, but he runs into 2 of the bigger bodies on the pitch. Now they straighten it up through Brazier. Rothall's there, but they go out the back to Fitzsimmons. He takes a hard flat ball to Botfield, cutting back on an in-line. That'll be tackle 5, 22 out from the line, 15 in from touch. Fitzsimmons with the kick. Goes along the ground. And Bailey's back there sweeping. And makes no mistake. And now the Roosters will look to make some metres out of defence into attack. Who do they look to? Colafale. Tukapua out from dummy half and shows and goes, takes into the attacking half. A little bit of push and shove. Peckham not happy with how Weatherall completed the tackle. Wasn't a lot wrong with it from this viewpoint. Referee Jack Fisher just pulls it up and tells them to cool their jets and get on with things. Ilham. He's got Weatherall around his bootlaces, but he can't hang on. He's brought to ground on the 40-metre line. Tukapua comes to the short side, connects with Callahan. A little chip. Chasing back, forces a mistake. And it's a knock on there by the Tigers. Again, great eyes up footy by Jai Callahan. He's injected himself into plenty today. The result came for him through good fortune, a little bit more than good management, but he'll take it all the same. Now the Roosters will have a scrum feed, 15 out from the line. Score 16-4, the Roosters leading the Northern Tigers. Can they extend that lead here? Prime attacking real estate. Brock Elliott to feed the scrum. 20 in from touch. 18 out from the line. Callahan at first receiver. The cutout ball. Brought to ground, tackle 1. Now they give it to Watine. He's fresh. He's just come back on from the bench. He takes it inside the attacking 10-metre line. Tukapua to Elliott. Elliott, short ball. Caleb Burke just had to check his run a little and had to pull up, so he didn't have the momentum he needed. Tukapua, Watine. Defence up onto him quickly. They picked him out. Now they go to the right. Elliott. Callahan caught flat. Gets free in the end, but brought to ground. Tackle 5, 12 out from the line, centre field. Options left and right. Bailey gets a boot on it. Still tackle 5. Watine. He tucks it under the arm. A few Roosters players seem to think it was 6 again, but the referee clearly called tackle 5, not played it. Going to have a hand over here. Nate Rothall to play it. 13 out from his line. A few tired and wounded players out there at the moment. Looks like the Roosters might have made a bit of a structural change. Callaghan looks to have slipped into 5'8". And Tate Bailey back to fullback. He's got a touch on it for the Roosters. It'll be 6 more for the Tigers here. Now they decide to go the short side. Moore cuts back infield. He's strongly met by Hanson. Good strong run now from the Tigers up towards halfway. I need a little bit more of that. Now they go out the back. Davidson, Fitzsimmons. Got Botfield cutting back under him, and he cuts through the defence, slices through them like a hot knife through butter, but can't beat his opposite number in Tate Bailey. He's brought to ground just outside the 20-metre line, but they're on the front foot now. Momentum is in the Tigers' court. Schaefer, he'll be brought down 15 in from touch on the 10-metre line. Now they go back to the left. Fitzsimmons, Davidson. Little juggle, but he hangs on to it. Josephson, cut out ball. Jackson Moore looking for a second. 3 defenders bringing him to ground on the 5th tackle. He's 3 in from touch, 3 out from the line. They go out the back. Davidson. He'll kick crossfield. He goes high. A little touch there from the Tigers, and it's knocked on. A juggle, though. Back infield. Referee Fisher says that the Roosters have taken their advantage. Always one of those grey areas in rugby league, the advantage rule. Referees are judged that they've had their opportunity on the outside. They've played it as they would have liked and turned the ball over. So not giving them a double dip there on the knock-on. Now, the Tigers, can they continue to build on this momentum they've already had? Davidson. Josephson. Short ball there for Wallace coming back on an unders line in the end. Pulled out, 2 in the tackle, and rightfully a penalty. Darcy Wallace quick to point out to Lincoln Hanson his mistake. I don't think Hanson realised he had a teammate in the tackle, unfortunately. Weatherall takes a tap. Good strong run for the Tigers, centre field. Now they go out the back. Davidson again. Short ball. Wizakowski. Pulled up just short of the line. They continue to pepper the short side. Held it up short again. They clustered the short side and centre field here, the Tigers. Very slow play the ball in the end. Now they head out the back. Davidson. Fitzsimmons. Shows and goes. Almost pops through, but they hang on. He gets the offload away to Schaefer. Schaefer brought down by Peckham. They continue to come back to the right now. Davidson. Fitzsimmons out the back. Met strongly. Good tackle. Kobe Jones forces the mistake from the Tigers' number 6. And in the ensuing celebrations, Ryan Tukapua is thrown to the ground by his teammates. Everyone quick to get over to the diminutive winger and give him a pat on the back for that strong tackle on the opposition 5'8". And we look back at the key moments. Could that be one of them that might have stifled a Tigers comeback here? Just under 12 minutes remaining. Plenty of time for twists and turns in the tail of this game. The Roosters, though, they hold the lead and they've got possession. Elliott will feed the scrum 10 out, centre field. They come to the left and Peckham. He shapes to go to Jones, but holds onto it. Before he's driven strongly backwards by 2 defenders. Referee Fisher will say he was off his feet in the end, so he'll come back out and play it. Peckham and Fitzsimmons a little push and shove. He's getting him back to the correct mark. There we go, and we can get back underway. Took a pull with a little scoot there. Elliott fills in at half. Burke plays it now on the 30. Martine takes it up. Roosters keeping it simple to work out of their own end. Ilham in at first receiver and takes that one up over the 40 for tackle 5. Callahan will be the kicking option. He kicks short. It's a good bounce in the end. They've got to realise it's still tackle 5. Panicked offload, but it works out. Falls for Darcy Smith. Back inside. The Roosters continue on. The ball looking for Callahan, and it's knocked down by the Tigers and backwards. And the Roosters, all of a sudden, some ad-lib football almost paid off. And the Tigers somehow managed to defuse it. Wizakowski, he'll play it on tackle 2. Tigers, no, they'll need to find a try soon if they're to get back into this one. Comeback's not unfamiliar to them. They trailed 26-0 in the first round and came back from that deficit at halftime to win 30 points to 26 at Coffs Harbour. I'll be hoping to emulate that here today and keep their winning run alive. They look to kick here. Well-placed kick, rolling end over end. Picked up by Bailey. Southwestern corner before he's dragged to ground by Brazier. Jones at dummy half. He gives it off. Colafale will play it on tackle 2. Now Jones takes it up towards the 20-metre line. Picks up another 4 or 5. The Roosters look like they're starting to hit the wall in fatigue here. They need to find something. That run certainly won't hurt. They take it up almost to the 30 here. It's a good run by Stokes. And now they continue on off the back of that. Taking it up towards the 40-metre line on tackle 5. Elliott, infield. Callahan, though, will kick on the short side. Finds Josephson on the full. And he'll wind up and head straight back into the defence. Gets the offload away as he's driven backwards. Fitzsimmons is there to help him out. He's met by Watine, Elliott, and Ilham. Takes it over the 40-metre line. A great place to start the set for the Tigers. Slower ruck than he would have liked. But that mistake will really hurt the Tigers. A spilt ball from Botfield with 8 minutes remaining. You have to start questioning whether the Tigers are running out of time. Certainly think if the Roosters score next, that will be the fat lady warming up those vocal cords. And singing an end to the Tigers' unbeaten run. Take the scrum centre field. 45 out from their try line. They go to the right. Callahan skips across. It's knocked down by the Tigers, so they'll get an extra tackle here. But the mistake from the Roosters, it'll be interesting to see what the referee judges. He's saying no advantage from the original knock-on. So the Roosters will get another set here. I said before, it's quite nuanced, but you have to feel on the flow of the game that referee Fisher's got both those advantage calls in the last few minutes right. Scrum fed by Elliott. Come to Burke. He doesn't even shape the pass. He just carts it straight into the defence and picks up a good 20-plus metres. He's brought to ground in the end by Brazier. He'll play at 22 out on tackle 1. They go back centre field. Watine. He beats the first tackle, beats the second. Can't quite struggle the third. Yes, he does. Drags 2 over, but he's coughed up the ball over the line. And is there some small sliver of hope here for the Tigers? Jackson Watine looked to have scored for all money. But he just couldn't quite get it down. Weatherall takes the tap, gives it off to Wizakowski. He's driven backwards. The Roosters aren't giving this up without a fight, that's for sure. They're not resting on their laurels of a 12-point lead. Neen takes it up over the 40. Tackle 1, gets to play the ball clear. Weatherall looking for runners. And up out to the left. Wallace. Another strong run for him, but again, the ball coughed up and the Tigers' hopes go begging. And with 6 minutes left, you'd have to think it's all beyond them in terms of winning the game. They could snatch a draw, but even that looks so unlikely at this point. The Roosters, the double try scorer, Kolofale. He comes in and works like an extra middle. Takes it up to the 40-metre line. Now Jack Pettit. He reverses into the defence, picks up another 12 metres, and the Roosters know that with every tackle they complete, they get closer to claiming the 2 points here. Ilham. He's been strong both in attack and defence. You'd have to say the defenders win out in that ruck. Tukapua. Elliott. Kicks in behind into the corner, looking for Jones. Gets the bouncing ball. Easy as you like in the end. It looked too simple and too good to be true for the Roosters, but Kobe Jones gets their 4th try, his first, and the Central Coast Roosters extend their lead out to 20 points to 4 with a kick to come.
Try to the Central Coast Roosters. Number 5, Kobe Jones.
He didn't have a whole lot to do there, Kobe Jones. He just had to retrieve the bouncing ball and dot it down, but he did that with aplomb off a well-placed kick from Brock Elliott. And you reflect back to that tackle only 5 or 6 minutes ago from the diminutive Jones on Riley Fitzsimmons, and wonder if that was the piece that snuffed out the final opportunity for the Tigers. Because with less than 5 minutes remaining, you'd have to say that they're not going to be able to overcome a 3-try deficit, irrespective of the result of Tate Bailey's 4th conversion attempt. Interestingly enough, for the Roosters, all 4 of their tries, all scored on this same side of Murray Breen. 2 tries in the first half, down their right edge, 2 in the second half, on their left edge. And Tate Bailey getting very familiar from kicking from this side of the field. He's 1 from 1 from this side in the second half. 2 from 3 across the game. And he'll extend that record to 3 from 4. Great conversion attempt from out wide. He extends their lead out to 22 points to 4 with 3 minutes 40 remaining here at Murray Breen Oval. And you'd have to say the Central Coast Roosters have done enough to wrap up the 2 points and win their second game of season 2023.
Conversion was successful by number 4, Tate Bailey. Roosters 22, Tigers 4.
Tigers now, they'll be looking for a good finish to continue this season on. They know they can get on the board again and reduce the deficit. It's going to go a long way towards helping their finals chances. But Kobe Jones all of a sudden looks like he's 10 foot tall, carting that one back from the kickoff. A little shove from Rothall. Lucky he didn't spill it because it probably would have amounted to a penalty. We're going to have 6 more. Now we're going to have a penalty. Penalty for inside the 10 metres. And the Roosters will kick for touch to Callahan. A wobbly old kick, but he'll pick up 20 metres. Callahan taps it. Hands it off to Burke. The Roosters likewise know that if they can get across again, for and against is going to be a key differentiator. Let's see, a strong tackle, dumping Gatt onto his back. He's had a rough old day. Has poor old Lachlan Gatt. A couple of mistakes and a couple of strong tackles on him as the Roosters look to break free here. Bailey out wide on the right edge, getting the offload. Some great work there in the lead up by Darcy Smith. Callahan, Ilham. He runs straight into the shoulder of Nate Rothall. The Roosters on the attack here. 3 out from the line. 12 to the right of the post. They go the short side. Floating cutout ball. If the pass is okay, Kolofale's in for his 3rd. The referee's going to point to the spot. And the Central Coast Roosters continue to add to their lead in the dying stages. They lead 26 points to 4 with a kick to come. Kolofale with his 3rd.
Try to the Central Coast Roosters. Number 2, Tale Kolofale.
Tali Kolofale putting on an absolute clinic out on that right edge. He makes no mistake when he gets an opportunity. A well-deserved hat-trick for him today. He's certainly a name to watch in the future as he emerges through the rugby league system here at the Central Coast Roosters. And that puts the icing on the cake, and with 60 seconds to go, you wouldn't think we'd get much more action outside of this Bailey conversion attempt. So it'll be the Central Coast Roosters. They'll claim their second win of season 2023 and look to continue to catapult them up the ladder as they prepare for a trip to Tuncurry next week to take on the North Coast Bulldogs. Bailey, 3 from 4 so far today. This is probably the toughest of his conversion attempts. Only 1.5 meters or so in from touch on his non-favoured side. Have to absolutely nail this one if he's to slot it and extend their lead out further. Less than 10 seconds to go as he strikes it. And he's done well. He's slotted it from the sideline. Tate Bailey, he extends the score out to the Central Coast Roosters, 28 points to 4 over the Northern Tigers. And there goes the full-time hooter. The Tigers won't get the opportunity to bring it back into play, and the Central Coast Roosters will run out winners here in front of a very raucous, I should say, home crowd. 20